Hi Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to a deep love read for mid-March. So we're going to be starting with singles and then we'll go to complicated. All timestamp for complicated in the description box. And you're also going to find a coupon code, thank you 333, for all my readings for the month of March. For those of you who are interested in checking out any of my readings, I'm offering a 20% discount to thank you for my first 2 years on YouTube. Thank you for all of your likes and watches and subscriptions and all of that. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's get right into this. Past, present, challenge, final outcome energy. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And why don't we throw in 7th house as well, right? Star. I'm getting a couple of things here. Number of people we're getting the Hierophant here in this first row. All right. And a couple of things. So I will give you everything that I'm getting because these are general messages. So we have the Star. You know, I mean, this does indicate that you're destined to be with somebody. So it's time to find your soulmate. It is. Now, because we have this working with the Page of Cups energy, you may have been in a space where you met somebody and you thought that that's it. Like, I'm supposed to be with this person. You know, somebody came in and maybe gave you an offer. Because this is a really like a potential energy, right? Like right there. And you're feeling like, oh, you know. So much so that maybe you even considered getting married. We have the Hierophant energy. So this is one and kind of line that I'm getting here. Well, you met somebody in the past, you really thought that they were for you, you really were seriously thinking about actually getting married, you know, or some sort of commitment. It doesn't even have to be marriage. It could just be, it's about commitment. It's about expectations, having some sort of structured sort of relationship. We have the Nine of Pentacles focusing here, though. Maybe somebody was, a little too focused on their own endeavors, on their own independent endeavors, focused on their money, because 9 is the energy of productivity. So really trying to grow themselves in their life, right? So, some of you may have been in that space where you started something, you were in it, you had very serious intentions, but it turns out this person's intentions were elsewhere. They were very focused on themselves and just doing, carrying their life forward, right, in the way that they wanted to. Now, others of you, in the recent past, you came to this realization that it's time for you to open yourself up and meet somebody in a way that resonates with you according to your belief system, right? Because when we have the Hierophant energy, it really is about expectations and defining what those expectations are in relationship. And I feel like a lot of you maybe have been doing some really solid work on yourself, because the 9 of coins can also mean finally meeting a healthy connection after doing some really solid work on yourself. I'm really doing that, really focusing on just like doing any kind of shadow work. Maybe some of you were in therapy, or you just spent some really healthy time by yourself figuring out what it is that you really want. And then look at this, right? The first energy up for right now, beautiful, Ace of Cups. So let me tell you something. I love this for you guys because we have a lot popping in your 5th house. Come the 20th, all the way to for 10 straight days, we have a lot popping for you in your 5th house of romance. So that's where the sun is, the equinox, the sun is going to be going into Aries. And then also we have Venus and the sun conjunct in Aries. Love it. All that's happening in your 5th house. So really good energy for you to meet somebody brand new. We have the Page of Wands. So somebody very attractive. This is a personification of fire. So, just a little caveat here, if this is an energy that you are meeting, and it does seem like it because we have this Ace of Cups, you just want to make sure that this person walks their talk. Because this is an energy that can get bored pretty easily and just move on to the next best thing sometimes. So you just want to make sure that they're not that energy. But this is really good energy, though, about meeting somebody. Now, again, a little second caveat to that is somebody, when you first meet them, may seem a lot better than they actually are. And what do I mean by that? That sounds really horrible, right? But what I mean is your interpretation, your understanding of them seems like, wow. And then as you're getting to know them a little bit more, it may not be everything that you'd like or expect, you know, at the end of the day. But it's still being good for you. It's still being good for you. So, and that happens sometimes, right? Because we see everybody's best face forward, right? When we first meet them. So we have the Ace. So this tells me that this is some like a new energy. Page is a young energy, right? It's the youngin' of the court. So you just want to make sure that, again, this person, you know, they walk their talk, that, you know, if they're immature in any way, you just kind of want to call them out on that. But I love that we got the Two of Cups clarifying this. This is really good, mutually supportive energy. Really nice. Another indicator of a new passion coming up, nurturing relationship. This is fabulous. And then we have the Lover's energy, which is great. Now, this is not about butterflies and unicorns, the Lover. The Lover's is all about needing to make a decision. I'm recognizing that you guys have to choose to be in this relationship, even though it might not be as easy as you initially thought it might be, right? This is just a good energy too. If you're just getting into the relationship, okay? So let's say you meet this person and you're just in that very beginning stage of getting to know one another. The Lovers for you could also be you releasing any blocks, right? So that you can manifest this relationship. Blocks left from anything that went on in the past, any past hurts, anything like that, right? Because you both have to be in it energetically sort of equally. But I see somebody coming in. This is a fabulous energy. So again, starting out at that starting gate, make sure you don't get in your way, you know, in any way, having to do with anything from the past, you know. Your challenge is the Emperor. And the Emperor's a really great energy in relationship, you know, it is. But, you know, there could be some sort of like ego issue going on here. Maybe you feel like they have an ego issue, or maybe your ego is sort of feeling a little dented right now. You know, that could be a play. The idea of ego could be a play when we're talking about the Emperor being challenged. This is the Aries fire energy. And then the second challenge or block that we need to look at is the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, when we're talking about this as a challenge, there could be some sort of, I don't know if it's like greed or just expectation of having to do with finances. You know, a certain expectation regarding finances. You may be fearing that this person is after you for your money, or maybe this person does not make enough money, and may not make enough money, right, for what you want. Now, that's not to say that anybody's looking for a sugar daddy or a sugar mama. I'm not saying that. This could really be as simple as you acknowledging that you work very hard for your money and that you expect somebody to at least be equal to you in that way, where you are not going in and saving anyone, that kind of thing. But you may be vibing that might be the case here, you know, and that might be the little thing that you're like, oh, I thought they were a little more than this as far as a package goes. And I know I'm speaking very objectively, but sometimes we have to sort of take that stance when we're evaluating relationship, as I definitely see somebody new coming in, but you being like, all right, hold on, wait a minute, you know. And the Temperance can be, when it's a challenge, this can end up being like kind of a disruptive energy. That could be like a little bit of chaos, even if it's internal, where you just don't feel like in control of the situation. And that could end up making you feel kind of confused and just not sure, because the Seven of Cups can definitely indicate confusion and commitment issues. And they could be your own commitment issues, or you may be identifying this person that you're meeting as maybe them having commitment issues to anything that's real. You know, so that could be a little bit of a challenge because you're not sure what's real, what's not. Things feel up in the air, even though you feel like you are at the beginning. Because Seven of Cups also means the beginning stages of something, right? But what I like about this is there's clarity here, regardless of everything that I said just now, right, about the choices and the confusion. You're going to be very clear about it. Like you're going to see through the confusion, if that makes sense, right? And you're not going to allow yourself to get caught up in any sort of illusion. You're just not going to allow that for yourself. You're not. But check it out. We have the Fool, which is beautiful. This is all about, and this is a Uranus energy. So it's a very sort of, I would say revolutionary, sounds very dramatic, but I mean like a new path, like taking things in a new direction for you in life. This is really, really good. Just and you're gonna be a different version of yourself in this particular relationship. You really are. I mean, this is really about relating in a different way so that this relationship can grow. I think that this is really healthy. I like that we got the Knight of Pentacles here as well, because this is you being very smart with your energy. Now, some of you may be meeting a really loyal and dependable person who has a lot to offer, but they might be a bit boring. That could also be going back to that energy about maybe they're not everything that you initially thought them to be. So the Knight of Pentacles is a very can be like a solid rock there for you energy, but what's tricky is that you guys are fire. You guys are the travelers of the zodiac. You guys want to just do, and you so much fun, right? I mean, it's like you and Gemini, that axis, it's the axis of communication, of intellect, and quite frankly fun, right? So somebody might not be like as exciting as you'd like to capture your heart for the long term. So it really does depend on where you're at, because you're going to want to be investing your time very wisely. Again, you're not going to want to waste your time. But that might be a thing that's sort of lingering in your mind when you meet the person. Then we get the Four of Wands, which is awesome. This is great. This is a new partner opening up their heart, expressing their love and affection. Really good. I mean, we call this the honeymoon card. So it's like getting past those beginning stages and actually really like developing a really nice relationship. And then beautiful as well is the Eight of Pentacles. 8 is the number of mastery. So really figuring out what's necessary to make this relationship work, right? Mental, physical, and emotional connection. There's a need for a very logical and very diligent approach to be like, okay, wait a minute. What matters to me? What doesn't matter to me? I have to just be like very realistic, understanding nobody's perfect. Because I have to tell you, Sagittarius, I feel like this new energy coming in is really good. But I also see you, you want what you want. Who could fault you for that? No one. But it's like you're going to be recognizing that this person does have a lot to offer, but something about the situation may end up missing the mark. Either maybe they don't make the money, as I mentioned before, they may be not very exciting. Maybe they make the money, but they're kind of boring. Or it's like this, everything's great, but kind of energy. And I suppose that's always the situation, right? We have the Nine of Wands, okay? You're in a power position. Stay in a positive mindset. You don't want to get in your own way there, right? You've been through a lot in relationship. You don't want to waste your time. And you can be in this space where it's like, all right, look, I've been through a lot in relationships. This person seems perfectly fine. They seem really great. I'm willing. But, I also don't want to waste my time if they're not going to be able to show up in a way that you're ultimately going to feel happy about. But I feel like you can be very happy that you stuck it out, because we have the Six of Swords, the Six of Wands rather. Really nice energy. This is great. This is feelings being shared, very well received, positive communication. So if there's any sort of communication that needs to go on, about any of the things that we mentioned, that's going to end up leading to a deepening of the connection. So I really like that. There's nothing to be mad at for this. Just not for those of you meeting, and you are going to be meeting people, because the 5th house, like I said, is going to be popping. The end of the month. Meditate and contemplate. Very cool. New Moon in Pisces. Pisces is that 12th house of the hidden. It's the subconscious. It's things that, we really, a lot of times we're feeling and we don't really share. This is really about getting together in your mind what it is that you ultimately want. Because remember, Pisces is where our dreams are born. So figuring out once and for all, like, what do you really want in relationship? How do you feel about things? New moon eclipse. Expect powerful change. Yeah, I'm just kind of feeling that for you guys. Something that you might not even vibe like right now with the reading of this. Just really beautiful energy coming in. So really good. Okay. Well, that's beautiful. Put those over there. So that's what I have for those of you who are single, ready to mingle. And let's get into those of you who are in a complicated situation. I know a lot of you guys are. South Node energy for you guys, right? I know, especially like the beginning of this month. Those of you who are married, that Mars and Gemini in your 7th house of marriage, not easy. So you guys might be together, maybe you're on a break, maybe you're married, you share a bed every night. You feel very distant. Excuse me. Okay. So starting off, I mean, whatever was leading up to this energy, we have this 5 of Swords, and this is really an energy of conflict. 5 is the number of conflict. 5 of Swords, it's like a clash of desires and reality, and this just ongoing tension and this conflict, right? It could just be arguments, because swords are truth, but they're also words. It's actual communication. But this is like not a battle that you're going to win. You might win the war, but you're not going to win this battle, because the main issue is not on your end. It doesn't seem like it's on your end, right? There's just this clash between, you know, what you want to go on here and what could happen in reality. And it's like, you know, this energy coming at you, and you can't mitigate their stuff, you know? So it's really, you know, a lot of you just may have been like, you know what, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. I'm just going to pull away, even if it's just emotionally. Some of you may be literally pulled away. And we have that being clarified by the 8 of Wands. We have the 8 of Wands, we have the Empress, and we have the 6 of Wands. These are all really, really good cards. So maybe there was some sort of argument that took place. And then we have the 8 of Wands here. Great energy coming in, having to do with relationship, especially if you guys were in this space of separation. You know, even if you felt that distance, emotional distance, where you were literally separated. But this is a quick energy, right? Good news coming in. Nice. Somebody deciding something. It's like, wait, I have to talk to you about this kind of thing, you know? And then clarifying that, we have the Empress energy. I don't know if the news was somebody coming in and saying that they were pregnant, could have been, or that they want to grow something with you, whether it's they want to have a child, they want to get married, they want to move in, they want to be closer to you, whatever it is, right? This is a straight up Venus energy, the Empress, and really it's about growth, right? Because she's the mother of the tarot. So what do mothers do? They grow things, right? Great energy for a relationship. This is a time of growth and harmony, so really good. Even if you guys have been in a challenging situation. What is going on here, Sagittarius? Like my throat chakra's closing. I just feel like this very weird cold space in my third eye area. I don't know, very strange. And then we have the 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands is a very beautiful energy. Feelings are shared, well received, super positive communication comes in, that ends up leading to a deepening of the connection. So it seems like there was an argument and there was like resolution. But here we have now the High Priestess energy, which is about the hidden, right? Because it's a moon energy. This is a moon energy. So some of you may be in a space where you are working on a relationship that's very private. Some of you may be doing that. Okay. Yeah, you might be just working like, it's sort of like working your relationship in secret. So it could be some sort of affair that's going on. I'm getting that for some of you. But others of you, you're in relationship, you're feeling things. This is about intuition, right? Right? It really is. It's about intuition. It's feeling things underneath. It's wisdom, but it's also about secrets, right? And it's you realizing things, because this is a justice. In numerology, the High Priestess is a justice and judgment energy. So if we think about it like that, justice is about what's fair, what's not, realizing something. And the judgment energy is Pluto. It's digging up the past and looking at something for what it is and recognizing, okay, we all did the best that we knew how, but now what? But not talking about it. You're not talking about it. Oh, we got the Justice energy here as well. So we have the King of Cups. Libra and Scorpio energy in astrology. So this tells me that a need exists to settle a conflict either within yourself or with your partner here. But you might feel kind of unclear how to exactly handle it. So the idea here is to go with your heart, but that might be what you're thinking about. So I feel like you have a lot going on between your ears, right? There's a lot of thinking, And see, because Libra and Scorpio, if you think about it, Libra is the 7th house of partnership. Scorpio is that 8th house of how we show up as a we in relationship. And it's also about endings and beginnings and the need to transform something. So you're recognizing that there needs to be some sort of change. There has to be adjustments here, but you're really not sure exactly what that means to you. Now we have this Knight of Wands energy. So there could be a lot of attraction here, but as an influence, things speed up, blocks are lifted, the decisions are coming in regarding this relationship that you might have been waiting on, right, in order to move forward in. So maybe you've been waiting for somebody to say, you know, I want to get married, or I want to have a baby, or I want to be closer to you. Maybe, you know, maybe you're in some sort of long distance situation. I'm going to live closer to you. Anything like that. Like you've been waiting and finally it comes in, and this allows this forward movement. And then we have the Justice energy. So definitely fairness is going to be looked at here, you know. Balance and fairness, really important to understand right now. Remember, you have to feel good about whatever it is that you're in, right? Because this is a Venus energy. She wants us to all feel good about whatever we're in. Are things equitable? Is this a loving enough situation? You just want to make sure that your emotional needs are being met here. And that's really, so it's because I feel like somebody's coming in to offer something, but you want to make sure that your emotional needs are going to be met in all of this. Let's check out some of the challenges that you might be experiencing right now. So we have the King of Pentacles first up. So this can indicate somebody who doesn't have a lot of follow through, or at least a fear that there's not going to be a lot of follow through regarding a situation. That could be a challenge here. And then we have the Sun. The Sun is positive no matter where it shows up. But in the challenge, this can indicate some depression, maybe some waiting, a delay in a situation. So there may be a delay in you moving forward and you getting into the space of saying, maybe it's never going to happen. Maybe they're not going to have follow through, right? And you being in the space of feeling the need to really protect yourself, right? Now, you might be feeling just very vulnerable right now. And again, you might be in a poverty mindset as well. Now, poverty can have to do with money. It could also have to do with mental, physical, emotional connection, where you're feeling like you're not sure if you're feeling as connected to this relationship that you really ultimately want. You know, and this could always just kind of be this challenge. So here, we have the Hangman Reverse, so you need to reevaluate your expectations and see what you want to do, and if what you expect out of this situation is a realistic possibility, right? I mean, there's always this need for, you know, to kind of get in front of, like, you know, overly rigid thinking or martyrdom, right? You might be dealing with this kind of energy with your partner, right? Showing up in somebody else, or you might be feeling it inside of you, right? And you want to see if some kind of maybe fantasy or intention that you would like to push forward, or some sort of narrative, maybe it's a false narrative, isn't being held on to right now, you know, about how things could go. You have to really look at things very honestly here and see if you can't, you know, liberate yourself from the situation that's ultimately not going to be able to bring you what it is that you want. But you're not even sure what that means. Does that mean like leaving the situation? Does that mean having a different conversation? Because this seems to be like your internal challenge where you're stuck with the situation. But then look at this, right? I mean, we have the Tower energy as the final outcome, which is like the lights are going on. And I always say with the Tower, this is destruction and enlightenment at the same time. There's some sort of necessary surrender that's got to go on here, you know? Some sort of secret comes to light, could be shocking, but it's time to let go of these past patterns of relating with each other. You know, there's definitely an abrupt change here for sure. Now, some of you may be dealing with the kind of thing where, okay, you just see here, because I'm getting two different messages and it does align. Some of you may be in the space where it's like somebody's saying, we're going to move in together, we're going to do A, B, and C, we're going to get married, we're going to do whatever, but there being this constant delay and you just feeling like, I don't think there's ever going to be follow through. And the Tower could be that it's not so, it's less that there's follow through and it's more like that house fell through, or that wedding venue fell through because of COVID, or whatever you wanted to do, it's falling through, right? So whatever was like promised and discussed, it ultimately just like not working out right now. And it's going to create a lot of anxiety. I mean, the Nine of Swords, I always call this the 3 a.m. card. It's the card of overwhelm, anxiety, worry, trouble sleeping. Not responding well to the external stress of the situation because your way out of something just isn't clear. It's just not clear for you. You can't, you can't see something, but you have this unbelievable desire to just sort of be free, You want to be free within the situation. So, okay, I have to tell you what I'm getting here. You may have your mind's eye set on things needing to be a certain way, and you don't want to allow your definition of perfection to get in the way of something here. So while it's time for you to express yourself, you also need to be really honest about something maybe not being whatever perfect means, but perfect for now, Because then we got the final energy is the Queen of Pentacles. This is you just taking care of yourself, your finances, really. I mean, some of you, this is a marriage energy. Money coming to those of you who are coupled and in a decent space, but things are just a little strange right now, because this is good financial management. This is a good money card. So there's also a very good sex life card, sensual sex life. This also indicates fertility. Those of you in the space of looking to get pregnant could definitely indicate that. But this is just a very just reliable and supportive and affectionate energy, very generous, somebody who understands what's necessary to grow a situation. So you may be in that space, right? And you're very ready for that. But you want to make sure that you don't end up allowing a situation that maybe is not perfectly ideal or not happening on a comfortable timetable for you to say, that's it, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. Let's see what else. 6 of Cups, 10 of Wands, clarifying. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like some of you are just going to be like, that's it, thinking about, quite possibly, I have to say, 6 of Cups. Some of you are going to be very nostalgic for somebody from the past, right? But it does mean there needs to be balance in a relationship. Because not everybody's going to be thinking about people from their past. But you might be thinking about a past time in the relationship where you were happier. So there's this need to find balance within the relationship. And if you've been suffering from any sort of mistreatment in your mind, things getting better. But how we're doing that is through mastering the situation. But this is going to be reflective of you saying, like, I can't do this anymore. It's too overwhelming. I can't. You're just saying that. This is like an overload of info, overload of emotions. No, I can't do it anymore. Can't do it. But it's almost like that lack of balance is going to incite the need for balance and getting in front of the situation. The 8 of Pentacles, mastering the situation, figuring out what's necessary to work. And then we have the beautiful 3 of Cups energy, which is about really good energy for healing. 3 is the number of creation, so it's a really good healing energy. So I do see whatever's been imbalanced, you guys are going to you're going to be able to find your footing again. But I feel like the cards are telling me, like, it's about this balance and perfection. And whatever that means to you, to them, to this situation, means something different to everybody, right? We have the runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego, healthy choices. So being very focused on self-love, self-care. You just want to be happier. Not today, not dealing with hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, still angry, boundaries. Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. Wow. Yeah, I just feel like there's going to be sort of some in and out energy here, right? Okay, good. We have the 4 of Cups. Okay, sometimes you just can't even make this stuff up. Yes. All right. So you guys are going to be in a weird space. You're going to be fine. We have clarifying the runner. We have the 4 of Cups. This is the energy of apathy and boredom. So guys, maybe you just need a little something to add a little zest into this. Or the fear of intimacy can be the manifestation of some sort of unhealed wound from the past, whether it's from an earlier part of your relationship or something from an earlier part of your life, another relationship. Almost you getting to this point of where like, oh, no, I recognize this energy already. I don't want any part of it, you know? And you just sort of, you know, putting the kibosh on something and stepping away because you have this checklist. If they do A, B, and C, I can't be with them. Meanwhile, this could be the best relationship. So you might need to adjust what you're focusing on, or they may need to. Most of you do understand the energies could always be vice versa, whatever I'm saying. So we have healthy choices, making healthy choices in love and in life, self-care, self-love, being happier. You're all about doing something different with this Eight of Pentacles energy. Ace of Pentacles, not Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. This is really auspicious. It really is. It's about you getting what it is that you want and having that strong foundation of stability. You're very, very focused on that. So we have clarifying the not today, like you're angry, you're just like, no, I don't want to talk to you, right? But ultimately there is going to be some sort of conversation because we do have the Two of Cups here, and this is mutually supportive energy. This is a positive proposal coming in if things are different, harmony returning. But it's surprising. There's something about the situation that's going to be really surprising. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups, this is about just, strong love and support within the relationship. So that is what I'm seeing here. I don't know. It looks good. It looks confusing for a minute or two, but the outcome looks good. I don't know. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius in you. Look at the bigger picture, right? Yeah, don't hyper focus on the little things right now. Look at down the road a little bit. Something might need to be sacrificed in the short term for something really awesome in the long term. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Yeah, and we're entering Aries season at the end of the month, right? The third week. Okay, look at the big picture. Stay open. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Sag, it looks good. It does. Okay, my friends. That is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.